Homeschool parents, this is a message for you. As a homeschooler, I know you work hard for us. You have many different things to manage.
Our Thinking, Feeling, Willing program is your roadmap to a successful Waldorf homeschool journey. Gain the confidence you need to be the teacher your child wants and transform your homeschool experience. Homeschooling with Waldorf Essentials is one like no other. You not only have curriculum options, you can also add our Thinking, Feeling, Willing program onto your curriculum. What's in the Thinking, Feeling, Willing program? Rhythm, inner work, temperament, the Waldorf curriculum, learning and strengthening your skills in music, circle time, form drawing, handwork, painting, drawing, modeling, festivals, reading, writing, spelling, eurythmy and movement, and our bonus content. Something else you'll get when you join Waldorf Essentials that you will not find anywhere else is the community, and we all need that as homeschoolers.
This is your invitation to fill your cup. We know you're rooting for us. We are rooting for you too.
Hey there, and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Melisa Nielsen, and I'm super excited that you're here. So I wanted to record a podcast that really sort of tackled this issue of being in management mom mode and really sort of getting ourselves out of it. I'm recording this in October of 2023. And as a homeschool coach, the space in like October, November, like you're leaving the space of being excited about starting school that happens in August and September, and moms are excited, and it's a new school year and all of that. But then something starts to happen, something starts to creep in. I don't know if it's too much pumpkin spice or what, but something starts to creep in about October. Things are bugging you more. Oh no, Christmas is on the horizon. Oh my goodness, it's getting cold outside. Oh my gosh, all the overs start. And this is where we get a lot of emails at Waldorf Essentials around this time about like being in management mode already, about like not feeling like you're adequate enough or your partner is frustrating you, and really feeling like it's all going to hell in a handbasket. And so I wanted to just record this for you to help you remember that it's not any different than it was last month. Yes, those things are coming. And yes, you might feel like you have to manage a little bit more. But I want you to back up. And I want you to remember why you're on this journey, why you chose it, why you're here with your children, and how you can make the best of now and what's coming. So we don't want to walk around in management mode. Management mode is great for short periods of time. That means you've had an injury, or you had a child that was born, or you and your partner split, or something like that, where you have a defined amount of time where you have to manage things. And that should not be your mode every day, all the time. And, I'm a mom of 5, so it's really easy to be in the head counting mode and making sure all the stuff's getting done, making sure everybody's eating, making sure everybody's going to bed. Like, it's so easy to just be in that, like, I need a checklist. And especially as a choleric, I love a good checklist. Love a good checklist, especially as I'm checking them all off. But here's the deal. Life isn't a checklist. The children aren't a checklist. And that's why you're pushing against, like, constantly feeling like you're not enough and that you're managing everything. So I just want to remind you to step back, take a deep breath, examine your temperament. Like every temperament approaches things differently. And so look at how you're approaching things and look at what you want, like how you want things to go, and examine that against your temperament. What is it that you need to do to refine some pieces, changes you might need to make in your daily rhythm, in your own sleep patterns, how you're approaching things, all of those pieces, what things might need some changing so you can step out of management mode. The best place to start is making sure you get time before your kids get up and really meditate and focus on your day, focus on yourself. Do that bit of front loading. So start your day before they're getting up and really get into a place where you're excited to see them. You're excited for what's coming. Because chances are, if you're in management mom mode, you're not excited to see anybody. The last thing you want is somebody else to touch you. You just want to be by yourself. You could stand in the closet naked and have nobody touch you and be happy. And we can't live our lives that way. That's fine for a minute or two here and there, but we can't live our lives that way. So I really want to just encourage you to find that time. Ooh, that time begins the night before. What time are you going to bed? Now, I understand you might say to me, "Oh, I'm having this really hard time with this child, getting this child to bed." Look at our sleep work that we've done. Look at, like, is dinner your runway for bedtime as it should be? Are you working on having a menu? Do you know what you're eating? If you don't know what you're eating tomorrow night, right now while you're listening, or tonight while you're listening, it's time to get a menu together. And it doesn't have to be rocket science. Pick 5 meals that everybody likes and rotate those until you're ready to add a 6th. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. And, if the other adult in your life says something stupid like, "Gosh, we just ate this 3 days ago," then say, "Then you help me make the menu. Let's make the menu together. What are 5 things that you like that I can make fairly easily? And I don't have to call your mother to get the recipe." So work together in that space. That brings me to another topic, and that's like working with your partner. I really, really, really cannot emphasize enough the space between you and your partner. I've walked this path and I had a practice husband. And bless his heart, the two of us did not do well together. We raised 3 beautiful children, but not very long. Not very long. We divorced when they were very young. It was good for them recovering and things, the children. But it was very hard on him and it was very hard on me. And it was probably some of the darkest time of my life. It was a lot of me realizing that there were things that I should have asked for, and not just asked for, but demanded. So as we're walking this path and you have a partner that doesn't really care about where you're going, you have to stop and ask yourself, are we on the same path? You might not be. You might be on 2 completely different paths and 2 completely different states. That's something you got to figure out. Have the hard conversations. Say things like, "These are things I need. Now I want to hear what you need." You want to hear his needs, just like he needs to hear yours. And maybe some of those needs are, you need some time to yourself. It doesn't have to be all day. Maybe you just need an hour. One of the greatest things that I often tell people, and I, my husband and I are marriage coaches too. So we have this tough conversation. I will say to dads, listen, you leave the house and you're gone for 10 hours. You have that commute in the car. Then nobody is talking to you. Nobody's bothering you. Nobody's touching you. You can listen to a podcast. You can listen to politics. You can listen to the news. Guess what? She doesn't get to do that. So when you get home tonight, she gets to take 30 minutes and have nobody touching her, nobody talking to her. Listen to a podcast she wants to listen to. And you're okay with the children because you're not the babysitter. You're the other parent. And that is a really big shift often for dads, for them to realize, oh, wait, I'm not the babysitter. I am the other parent. The things that I do and the antics that I have to pay for because I'm responsible for them. So if you have a parent that is constantly on their phone and that's how they entertain your child, you have a couple of options. One, you can talk to them and you can say, hey, I'd really like to not have that be the center of like your life. What are you doing on your phone? Like maybe you could pick, if it's a matter of they're not going to change their ways, ask if you can help pick things that they're looking at. Whether it be looking at, maybe there's a show that you're okay with, a documentary. Can you look at birds? Can you find ways to come to an agreement without picking at them? Because here's the deal. They're going to hold space differently than you. You can't make them hold space the way you hold space. That is really a recipe for disaster. They have to hold space the way they hold space. For some dads, it's that, or they might be wanting to go outside and throw a ball around and play. Maybe they'll be okay with a board game. Is there a favorite board game they have? Ask them, is there a card game that you played as a child that you could teach them? One thing that we love in our house, we love to play Uno. We play it at dinner time sometimes. We keep score for years at a time. I can look in my phone and find the scores that we have from last year and the year before and how much fun it is because we just keep adding to it and adding to it. The great thing is you can play Uno with a 5-year-old. As soon as they can count, they know the colors of those cards. So find something that you're okay with that they can do and give them license to also do things that you wouldn't do. That's part of the beauty of them being a parent as well. Work together and then date each other. Get those kiddos in bed so the two of you can have a moment together to breathe out and have a conversation. And I'll have parents tell me sometimes, oh yes, we're intimate. We're doing the deed on a regular basis, but we don't talk. You got to talk. That's part of it. You have to connect with each other. Just like you're connecting with your children, connect with your partner. And if you're a single parent, I was there for a time, you have this like breath out because you don't have to worry about anybody else, right? Like you can eat what you want, spend money on what you want. You can do all these things. But here's the deal. Like if you're in a really good relationship where you're equally yoked, you get to do what you want anyways because that other person supports you. So if you're not in that spot, my suggestion to you for that quiet time is to write your perfect partner list and really dive into that space. What do you want? What do you want in a partner? Because here's the thing, if you don't know what you want, you're going to attract all kinds of weird stuff. Don't attract the weird stuff. Don't do that. Attract what you want. It's really kind of crazy. I can remember when we were going to family therapy. And the first time I went by myself, after having my ex-husband and my new husband in the same room, the therapist said, what did you do? You married like the exact opposite of your ex-husband. I said, wasn't that the point? That I actually attracted into my life what I wanted? Eric and I have been married for 18 years, and I can count all of our fights on one hand and have fingers left over. It's not so hard to be in that space. You have to communicate. You have to like each other. You have to want to be together at the end of the day. You have to be in a space where if something happened to you and all medical decision-making was on that other person's shoulders, that you trust them. It happened to me recently. I trusted him with my life because I knew that he knew my wishes and he knew what I wanted. And because these are conversations that we have. This is what you do when you talk to each other. You know what those are. And you know that that other person loves you so much they would fight for you. That's the space you want to be in. So If you're still stuck in management mode, I highly recommend you get to bed on time tonight. And on time means, like before midnight, and probably before 11 o'clock, maybe even before 10 o'clock. Get to bed on time. Get your butt up before those kids. It's not as hard as you think it is. You're making it hard in your brain. Even if you sleep with them, I slept with all 5 children, sometimes at the same time. Just slither out of bed, take off your top, because then you have to go get dressed, right? You can't walk around topless all day. Take off your nightgown, tuck it up underneath the nose at the child that needs you the most so they can smell you. Go put on a clean shirt and some deodorant, brush your hair, brush your teeth. Go spend some time alone. Get ready for the day. Front load. Is there anything that you need to get ready for the day? Is there anything that you may have forgotten to do last night that you need to do for today? Do you know what you're eating for breakfast? Do you know what you're eating for lunch, for dinner? Get those things in place. And then sit down in a comfortable space and connect with your Creator. And just close your eyes. Visualize what you want for your life. And watch the pieces come together. Not because you're angry and upset at what you don't want, but because you're taking the time to create in your life what you do want. That is a beautiful space to be. And you'll find yourself dropping out of management mode. Dive into your own temperament. Think about your own inner work. Deal with your shadows. And be the best mom you can be. We're so hard on ourselves. Sometimes the best parent you can be is a parent who yelled today and you did your best. Forgive yourself. They forgive us way more than we think they do. So forgive yourself. Pick yourself back up. You've got this. I believe in you. And I'm super glad you stopped by to listen to me today. Thanks so much.
The vision of education has changed. More and more families have seen the benefits of homeschooling and are choosing a different life. Our desire is to bring together qualified teachers with families who are yearning for a Steiner-centered experience. We are a worldwide virtual school. Our goal is to give every child the opportunity to have a true Steiner-centered education at an affordable price, all while allowing families the flexibility to follow their passions. We invite you to attend our question and answer or send us an email with all your questions and start envisioning how Seasons of 7 can help your family live their best life.